Hey guys, Mistmaster1 here, and welcome back to more Kingdom Hearts Final Mix HD Proud Level 1. In the last episode, we finished up Hollow Bastion officially, we've sealed the keyhole, we got some more level 3 magic, we got some answer reports, we did a lot of stuff, and now at this point there's only one world in the game we have yet to visit, which we will be doing so in the video after this, but in the meantime, for this video, I'm gonna get a few loose ends tied up real quick, the stuff that we can do in Traverse Town real quick, so we're just gonna get on with that. So, as you guys remember in the last episode, I mean, I gave a general broad description of what already happened, but important thing to note, we got ourselves all 99 Dalmatians, all 33 chests across all the worlds they can be in. Yes, the last world does not have any Dalmatians or Trinities, but yeah, those 9 worlds right there, we've officially cleared them out in terms of Dalmatians, and there's more Heartless from Hollow Bastion now invading the area here, but now that we have all that said and done, way back at the beginning of the game, Leon told us that he wanted us to find all of them. Go away, please. And here we are right now, at the Dalmatians' house. This is where Pongo and Perdita reside. Let's give them back their Dalmatians. I could have brought these guys back in staggered shifts, but because the reason I've done it this way is that, of course, if you see here, they actually give you gifts for returning all their Dalmatians, and I figure we can just knock it all out in one by just getting all 99 of them, bring them back here, and we can go over the rewards that we get now through this little box. So now, once we touch this box, you'll get some rewards. Gift from Pongo and Perdita. For collecting 12 Dalmatians, you'll get yourself a Kiraga Gummy Block. For collecting 21 Dalmatians, you'll get yourself a Firaga Gummy Block. For collecting 30 Dalmatians, you'll get yourself a Thundara G Gummy Block, and for collecting 42 Dalmatians, you will find yourself a Mithril Shard. This is a big one. For finding 51 Dalmatians, you get yourself our last torn page of the game, but you also, for collecting 51 Dalmatians, get yourself a Mithril. Now, for collecting 60 of them, you can get yourself a Mega Elixir. For 72 Dalmatians, you can get yourself an Orichalcum. For 81 Dalmatians, you can get yourself an Ultima G, one of the strongest lasers in the game. For 90 Dalmatians, you can get yourself the Tech Up ability, which is useless at level 1, but that's okay. And for collecting all of them, you can get yourself an arrow upgrade from Aurora to Aroga, and on top of that, get yourself the complete Gummy Collection. And we can't really access the menu in here, so I'll go over those in a little while. But yeah, there we go. We got ourselves, yeah, you see the whole menu is disabled, we don't have the commands, we don't have access to the actual menu. So let's go over the little house really quick, because for those who don't know, if we go across all these rooms here, we can actually see each and every room that all the Dalmatians reside in. You can see all of them just, you know, hanging out and all that stuff. Don't worry, you can't step on them, that'd be really awful if you could. So I'm just going to take this little route through, because this actually kind of leads to the next place that I'm wanting to go towards. And the next place, of course, now that we have obtained the torn page for collecting 51 Dalmatians, would be go back to the Magician's Study, and this just happens to be along the way. So there you go, you'll eventually come back at the alleyway, like so. And now that we can access our menu again, we have ourselves the Aroga spell, which does everything that Aurora did, except it now actually deflects very minor attacks. I don't know if these guys could be a little bit of a help to me, or if you can actually reflect these, but you see right there, I was right next to them, and they actually parried me because of my Aroga spell that was up right there, so that's pretty unique. Now that Arrow has leveled up to its final phase right there, it is probably considered the most broken spell in the game because of the buffs that it gives you. First of all, you take half the damage. In level 1, that doesn't matter. You take half the damage, and its second level, you deal damage based off how much MP you have, and in its final phase, it actually reflects minor attacks, and, you know, you don't take damage from them, which makes a very particular fight during the ending sequence of this game a million times easier, so that's gonna be really nice. Also, if you'll notice, we got ourselves the complete gummy collection, and what that does is it basically gives us one of every gummy in the game, or in some cases gives you as much as you can hold. Like, you see now we're at 99 for these, 30 for these, stuff like that. You can have the max amount of gummy blocks you can possibly have that the game would normally allow you to have, and that's what getting all 99 Dalmatians also does. There's also another particular one. There's a particular gummy that we have obtained for doing that. I'm just trying to see if I can find it really quick. Where is it? Oh, come on, sorry, there, yeah, there's the Asuna gummies, which might reveal invisible objects. These will be extremely important for gummy missions later on, but also you'll notice we got ourselves system upgrades, which basically enhances the size of the gummy ship we can build, and on top of that, we got these little computer levels. And what these do is, well, it says right in the description, if we bought the first one, we could get ourselves, well, we had the first one, but remember way back when Sid started to sell us stuff, you know, and the gummy shop after we've defeated Opposite Armor and all that stuff, and I said not to buy it? Well, this is why, because now we have ourselves 10 blueprints, 200 blocks, and power level 8 for our gummy ship, which means now instead of that like 3 or 4 power that we had just the last gummy mission back to Hall of Bastion, we will now have 8 bars of MP, or power, just to give you an idea. You know, MP is power, stuff like that. The blue laser, not blue lasers, but just like the blue little bars, which allows us to use lasers, Osmos G, all that stuff. So yeah, that's pretty sick. We're gonna take the little shortcut through here in the secret waterway to the Magician Study, and I think it's about time we get started on the final torn page of the game. But first, yeah, there's one little thing I want to do quickly. Remember when we defeated Maleficent in episode 39? And we got ourselves the Fire Glow little summon gem real quick. Yeah, right here. A gem emanating a strange vitality. Give it to the fairy godmother. This will, talking to her now, will give us our final summon of the game. Oh, another summon gem? Let's help this little one. Okay, here we go. Bibbidi bobbidi boo! And you learn the summon spell Mushu. Now here's something important. Once you have obtained every summon in the entire game, thank you, Sora, here's something for you. We now obtain Donald's last, or not last, but next little weapon there, the Lord Fortune. Take good care of them. And that's pretty nice, because unlike the whole Violetta thing where it raises strength but reduces his MP, you get a pretty nice strength boost and an additional MP for Donald, so that's pretty cool. Now we have all summons in the game: Simba, Genie, Bambi, Dumbo, Tinkerbell, Mushu, all that stuff. I will be showing off what Mushu can do in a couple videos, but more on that later. Now, at long last, it is time we finish up 100 Acre Wood once and for all with our final torn page, 5 out of 5. Let's get going. Alright, here we are. We have fully filled in this the torn pages to this little book right here. And if you'll notice, the very last one is in the bottom left right here. A winding muddy path, take a look. Sure, let's go in. Hey, there's Pooh Bear. What's going on, man? He's following something. Pooh Bear, I'm coming for you. I like how Sora's just standing there in the bottom left. You can see his shoes there. What are you doing, Pooh? Shh, quiet or they'll get away. Who? The people who took everyone away. See their footprints? We were all sticking together to make sure no one got lost again. But then I saw some footprints that needed following, so I did. Suddenly everyone was gone. Bad people must have taken them away. Actually, Pooh, I think those footprints are, yeah, I love that. Anyway, I'll help you look for your friends. Yeah, he's following his own footprints like a stupid person, but I mean, what can you do? Oh yeah, well, we can see Tigger, we can see Rabbit, we can see Roo up over there, and hey, we see Eeyore in this little bundle of grass and sticks over here. Eeyore? Hello. I'm not gonna do that. Okay. What are you doing? Looking for sticks to build my house again. Sticks for your house? This place already feels like a house. Seems like a great spot to gather everyone once we find them. And here we have the last minigame of 100 Acre Wood, Pooh's Muddy Path. Help Pooh find his lost friends, target him with R1 to guide him. So here we go. This is the last little mission of the game that we have to do for this little area. We can drag Pooh along if we wanted to, but more importantly, we're supposed to interact with all the characters in order to get them into this little house right here. So first thing we're going to do here, strike this little stump that Roo is on, and that will cause him to jump down to the ground right there. We'll come back for him in a little while. The next thing we're going to do, you see Rabbit right there? What we're going to want to do is just run right in front of him. He'll run over to the left here and then talk to him like so. Owl looks so intent on something. Well, I just had to follow him. But then Owl flew off into the sky, and there I was, all by myself. And as you talk to each of the friends, they will gather themselves back in this little place right here. And once you have collected all of them, we can finish the minigame. And your goal for this minigame is to collect everyone in less than 5 minutes. It's just pretty easy to do. I tried bouncing as high as Tigger. I was so busy trying to bounce, I forgot to watch where I was bouncing. Yeah, and he got stuck up there. Alright, so there's 3 of them. Eeyore's there by default, so we found 2 of Pooh's friends. Next thing we're going to want to do, you see these little things right here? Let me just target Pooh so he comes this way. Pooh Bear, this way. Okay. If you look at these little plants right here, what pretty flowers. Pooh's got to see this. That's your little hint for saying, oh hey, you should totally... Can you get don't be stuck on the thing, please? Okay. That's your hint for, oh hey, bring Pooh Bear over to these little flowers. Yes, I don't even understand how that works. It's because of the 100 Acre Wood, but allowing Pooh to examine the flowers allows him to float up there. Try as you might, you can actually, if you're really, really precise, you can actually get... Oh, wow, I did it. You can get up like that and save yourself a little bit of time, but the way you're intended, obviously, is to just get in this little updraft thing and ride it all the way over here. And now you can have 2 little alternatives here. What you can do is use a magic on the little hive up there to block the little hole in the log there, or if you wanted to, you can use Fyraga in this little log right here, and that burns a spider web that's actually inside the log. I'm just going to do both for the sake of convenience. And Pooh Bear will either go through the log like so, now that the whole thing has been destroyed, or he'll either go on top where Tigger is. Speaking of Tigger, here he is. I saw Pooh walking away, so I bounced after him. Then I bounced a bit too high and I lost sight of old Pooh Bear. And there we are. While Pooh is making his way over to the right side, we just get Tigger delivered off right here. And now there's only 2 more friends, and that would be Piglet and Owl. And if you saw just a little while ago, we actually saw Owl flying in the air. Now here's a little... I'm actually going to show off something really, really funny here. And this is actually kind of a speedrun tactic, but it's also great for hilarity as well. Wait till you see Owl flying back here. And, like, you're gonna wait until he's just there. Next thing you're gonna do is, target Pooh to come over here. And then you're gonna quickly come over and try to talk to Owl. Ah, I screwed it up. That's okay. We have plenty of time, and I get a second chance to do this, but that's the general gist of things, is that you see how this normally works. As Sora's there, Pooh rides the flowers up. I'm just gonna grab Pooh... I'm just gonna have Pooh come back down really quick. Next thing we're gonna do is target him, so he'll come over here. And if we talk to Owl now, I thought I'd better have a word with Roo about his bouncing. Yeah, he's kind of cut off right here, but just take my word for it, I'm talking to him. Next thing I knew, quite to my surprise, I was lost too. And now this is important, or not important, but just a little thing. Now we're gonna mash the X button. Sorry if you see you hear my controller. Now, once we've done that, Pooh will actually do that again, and we'll warp back up here, but now we can move around during the cutscene. Yeah. Oh my god, that glitch is still hilarious. Just a little funny thing you can do. And now that we've done all that, we just need to bring Pooh over to this little indent in the tree right here, and he can find Piglet. Hello, Piglet. Pooh, where are we? I don't know where we are either, Piglet. But if we go back the way we came, we should find home. And there we go. Now all we have to do is just talk to Piglet down there, and we will finish the minigame. See, I've screwed around so much, I still have a minute to spare. There we go. I got scared when everyone disappeared, so I hid. You can do that minigame in like a little under 2 minutes if you go really fast, so there you go. But you should be able to do it under 5 with no issue, as I clearly explained everything, and we still had a minute to spare. Everyone's here. And I'll explain why you want to do that in under 5 minutes soon enough. The torn page turned into a new item, and the final torn page of the game turns into an experience ring accessory.
I'm so glad we're all together again. I didn't know what to do when I was all alone.
Oh, Piglet, you gotta be brave.
You weren't lonely at all?
Lonely? Are you kidding? I'm a Tigger. The most wonderful thing about Tiggers is I'm the only one. But I do admit, friends are awfully fun too. Think, think, think.
Hey, Pooh. What are you thinking about now?
Oh, well, I'm just thinking about, what to think about.
Well, I'm off.
Sora, where are you going?
I'm gonna go look for my friends. They're waiting for me.
Oh, it's on back again.
I hope you find your friends.
Yeah! I love that.
Sora, don't forget, we shall always be here. If you'd like to visit again, that is.
Now with the final torn page finally sealed back in the book, we've completed everything this world has to offer. Look at that. Now the cover is actually Winnie the Pooh and Sora's there instead of Christopher Robin. As well as finishing that last torn page, we sealed the keyhole to 100 Acre Wood, and that marks every keyhole in the game officially sealed. So of course, now that we're finally done with the 100 Acre Wood, we'll never have to come back here, and we're gonna end off the No, I'm just kidding. There is still one last thing that we need to do. Two more things, actually, inside this little book, now that everything's been said and done. If you've recalled, like, various things throughout the, game, I've said you should have a particular score for when, you know, what's it called? All these little mini-games that we've had to do. I forget the exact scores, exactly of what you're looking for these things, but if you've watched the videos that I've posted on this series already, you'll know that, you know, I guess I'll put a little text prompt on the screen after we do the little thing here, just so I can remind you all. But you'll see Pooh here now. I think I spent too much time on the swing. So he's pretty cold, and there's no fire. Let's fix that for him real quick. Now, once you've lit the fire for Pooh, thank you, Sora. This is nice and warm. You've helped us so much. This is just something to say thank you. And you can get yourself a mithril synthesis item, so that's pretty nice for him to do that. But one last thing that we need in this world is talk to Owl over here now. You've been a great help, Sora. Thank you. You've helped Pooh get honey from the bees. You've helped protect Rabbit's carrots. You've helped find Eeyore's lost tail. You've bounced along with Tigger and Roo. And you found all of us when we were lost. We can't thank you enough. This is from all of us in the 100 Acre Wood. And if you fulfilled all the criteria for every minigame in this place, you can learn the cheer ability for Sora. This is very, very important. And it only costs 1 AP, so we can have all those things: dodge roll, combo plus, and cheer all at once. And yeah, now we have just increased our summons power once again. I will put on the little screen right here. Actually, let me see. Yeah, I will put it on the screen right here in terms of what exactly the score is you need for each little minigame. So just in case you're not sure, that's why I said you need to do a certain thing with each little minigame when I was doing each little torn page separately. But yeah, once you have fulfilled all of those scores and the criteria for each minigame, talk to Owl and he will give Sora his cheer ability. Now that all of that is done, we have officially finished everything that I would like to do in this game before we head off to the final world of the game. So you know what we're gonna do, of course, is head to the last world. Alright, I've just taken the liberty to warp drive back to Hollow Bastion off screen, so now we're right here. One more thing, okay, so there's only 2 more things. Why is there water playing? What? Am I going crazy, or did water... What? There was just water playing in the background music? What? Maybe I'm going crazy, but now if we check out our nice little ship here, look at this. You can use more gummy blocks and now build a bigger gummy ship. Color the blocks with the spray, press the square button to select in the menu. To use other colors with the spray, press the triangle button in select mode. So yeah, now we can have ourselves a little spray thing, and we can alternate whatever colors we want. Like if we wanted to, we could make this thing yellow, but no, let's just make it white for the sake of, you know, I don't want to change that up too much, but now, that's awesome that you can actually do that. And look at how, remember that this gummy ship is completely filled in, and look how much space we have now that we've upgraded with all those like complete gummy collection upgrades. And one last thing that I'd like to add to the gummy ship before we end things off, just a little tiny thing that becomes available now that all of that has been said and done. It's a little bit of ways down here, but we have ourselves these Asunaji little things right here, which reveal hidden objects. I'm just going to place a couple of these on the ship for decorative purposes. You only need one. I'm just going to put that on there for the sake of conveniency. And yeah, that's just to give you an example of some of the stuff that we've obtained by completing the whole gummy, Dalmatian side quest. Now, at long last, it is time we disembark to the final world of the game. We're not actually going to go into the world, but I just want to clear out the gummy path before we start the next video. So here we go. This is the path from Hollow Bastion to whatever place this is going to be. And look at that amount of blue gauge we have there. You see, remember when I said before we went into 100 Acre Wood, we now have 8 power gauge? Yeah. We have almost 3 times as much as we did previously in terms of actual, you know, MP, power gauge, whatever you like to call it. I just like to say MP because it's easier for me to remember. But see, we're just blasting through with all these lasers and all this other stuff, and we still have plenty of MP to spare. We really don't even have to worry about anything anymore in terms of just MP consumption and all that, unless you're doing gummy missions, which you may want to be a little bit careful on, but you can pretty much just blast through anything you want in this and just absolutely wreck everything. And with Osmos G handy, of course, you can pick up a lot of things that are out of your reach and, you know, make them not even that big of a deal. But yeah, this gummy mission's actually pretty short with all this stuff right here. You'll get to this last little barrage of Heartless ships where they'll just basically be coming at you from all directions. If you make it past all of these guys, the red ships and the white ships here, these last few little obstacles, these last few gummy ships just a little bit farther on, and we're nearly there. Blast through these guys really quick just to end things off. You will see in the background we have our final world of the game. This is End of the World, the final world of Kingdom Hearts 1. This is where the huge climax of this game commences, and we are going to tackle it in the next episode. So guys, I know I get to cut you off right before the good part. Thank you for watching. I've been Mr.1. This has been episode 43 of Kingdom Hearts 5 Mix HD Proud Level 1, and in the next episode, we begin the final world of the game, End of the World. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.